Good, good, and that it's the video's cleared up on the
All
streaming.
right, figured it out. That's what these meetings are for. This is
Troubleshooting.
thank you so much for joining us here again, these 11 viewers. Today we were have a few topics to discuss. We're here every week, every Wednesday, just trying to best get create the best version of ourselves to present to you as fundraising. Um, yeah, again, we collaborate with we connect artists with individuals or communities, really just trying to grab onto some of that energy up in the ether and make tangible, realistic world impacts. Um, One of the ones that I'm working on now, I told the team about recently, but is a floating circus. They're called Flotsam. They're a nautical-based group of, or nautical-themed group of performers and artists that are going to be floating down the Erie Canal in New York State this coming summer. And I'm excited not only to hopefully get in touch and have a campaign going for them, but also just to see them perform. I'm going to try to go on Monday, August 4th. They're stopping in North Tonawanda, just outside my music producer's house. And so I'm going to go try to get some content, maybe maybe an interview with one of the performers. And it's just another, again, great way for, they're completely donation based. And so it's kind of right up our alley. It's a way for energy to get kind of money to get funneled into, I don't know, fun. I think that's one thing that the world really needs right now is a little bit of fun. Um,
100,
but one
100, 1 hundo.
one hundo. But one thing that might entail, especially with a small donation-based troupe that hasn't really had any experience with blockchain before, is going to be introducing a lot of new people to the concept of cryptocurrency. And so one thing that we're looking to discuss today is turning negatives to positives in terms of crypto users or people who may have preconceived notions on what it does, what it is, and how to integrate them into the already vastly working system. So it's in my mind, it's for me, it made a fair deal. Once I understood what the true concept is, it's just, I mean, it's currency. It started out as, I mean, the world was barter system, and then there was, I mean, metal coins, and then paper checks, and then plastic cards, and now there's cryptocurrency. It's a representation of energy, just like it has been for thousands of years. It's just a quicker and universal way for people to get on the same level. Bitcoin's going to be worth a Bitcoin no matter where you spend the Bitcoin. So with that, how is it? What do you, Mari? What do you think? Is it like leading a horse to water, or is it like trying to teach a horse what water is and then telling it to go find it? Like what? Uh,
Oh,
what are some experiences that you guys have had with? Have you guys? What's the experience that you've had with people who are absolutely against crypto? Do they refuse to talk about it, or is it like, do they have specific reasoning?
well, I can talk about my country, especially Venezuela,
Yeah.
with the crisis. This is a good use case where people from not having a way to save their funds and their Yashmita also has something to say. Oh, after me. Okay, I get it. Okay, I get it. So people had bolivares, that is the currency of Venezuela, but there was a huge inflation. It is still that inflation, and So they didn't have any other ways to save their funds other than crypto. So a lot of people in Venezuela know how to use Binance, and they use USDT stable coins to pay services, transactions, or just send money to their family. Also, there are a lot of Venezuelans around the world that are sending money through Binance or AirTM, for instance, that are platforms in Web3 for sending crypto, but they don't know they're sending crypto. For them, is USD is money, right? Hey, okay, I will send that. I can pay with that. So the adoption in Venezuela is pretty different that probably is in another place. And I'm really happy that people are more open to crypto, even though they don't say it is crypto. They just say, oh, this is money. You know what I mean? Because people just receive it, accept it, and pay. So, and it's the same price, every day with small variations, 0.9, 1 USD. But in that part of stable coins, it can change a country. You know what I mean? I mean, it can change how people are uh, saving their money and having their money, yeah, saved from inflation, for instance.
Right.
But if you talk to people about crypto, they will say, "Oh no," you know what I mean. But they're open to Binance, but they are not open to, I don't know, have a wallet or know about what is blockchain. So people don't know about that. They just care about their need. That is, for instance, have their money saved.
Mhm.
That's fair. So even in like traditional finance, like I know I have a checking account, and I would open that when I would first started college, but I have no idea about Roth IRAs or like remanaging 401ks. There's like different depths of knowledge and interaction you can have within financial systems. But what you're saying is absolutely, I think, is so true. Like, what if you refer to it as money? People are going to be like, "Oh, yeah, obviously money." But if you say crypto, it sends another little flag goes off. Rita, what were you going to say?
Yeah, so I have a slightly different experience here. Um, so I came across people who, like you, as we're discussing, what like the people against crypto.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of people are like not, I would say not, I would say aware, like fully aware, but a lot of people think that um, it's not money, like actual money, because they do have this differentiation in their mind, given it's not physical money or something, and they also they're scared or skeptical about the fact that it's volatile, and
And
it's
you're speaking for Canada, right?
yeah, I'm just not Canada. I'm speaking for also other countries, like also in the also other nationalities, just not Canadians.
Mm.
Wow.
Yes, people from different places. So yeah, so they actually think that the money might be lost, given like a physical currency have some value, but they're like, this is not money, and this is not also related to the market. For example, if you talk about share market or mutual funds and everything, if you talk about investment, it's actually there's some pattern, like there's some you have to follow a market trend, like there's a pattern, and people can understand to some extent and invest as per that. But they feel that in crypto they don't have that pattern, and
Mm.
they are scared. So that
Mm.
is something I have heard from many people, just by like very casual discussion from them. Not, yeah. So that's a um, that's a common feeling I got from people who are not. I would not say they're totally against crypto, like they absolutely hate crypto, but Some of them do, but some of them don't, or some of them don't have the idea, or they don't have a lot of knowledge about it. But it's just a common feeling, I would say.
Yeah,
Interesting.
I
I do.
yeah.
Yeah, I was just saying, I do agree with Ashmita. Like the awareness is very less. People, I think they have been so absorbed in the crypto jargon that everyone uses that the real awareness has become very less. And so I feel the relatability factor, since they don't find probably any relatable factor, so they try to take two steps back from it.
Mm. I think another a reason that people might have that view of crypto not as currency is because there haven't been like in at least in my life, there's not a whole lot of use cases where I'm spending crypto in exchange for something. So like that's one area where I think fundraising is definitely a great like launch point for people in the crypto sphere, because they're like, oh, what's crypto? Like, what can I do with it? Oh,
Yeah, here's something, right?
yes, here's something you can do with it. If you
Right
have
here.
AVEX, you can donate to campaigns and they will get money. And even though you don't see it as money, they definitely will.
Yes.
So like you can't, I think that's the thing, and especially with Bitcoin, you can go to some gas stations, they'll have a kiosk where you can buy and sell Bitcoin, but then you still have to transfer it to currency to turn around in the store and buy your Cheetos or whatever. So I think that the adoption of and the definitely use of crypto is going to skyrocket when there are more real life tangible use cases. When you can go into a store and buy a bag of Cheetos for, you know, 0.02 AVAX.
Yeah. Yeah. You know, it's so interesting hearing what everyone's saying about this, because there's this like crypto not as real money. I mean, people know it has value. But on the other hand, it's a lot of jargon. One thing we were just wordsmithing a little more earlier this morning, just three of us, and I'll share with the group. I want to share at this call for sure. Is how we describe our business, how we describe fundraising, and we wordsmith this a little bit more, and I'll just share it here. So we tightened this part up, but I think the most important thing I think we did was, instead of saying minting NFTs, we just changed this to buying digital art, or buying art is what it was when I added digital. if you don't remember that, that's my addition, but I think it's important. We were having a lot of, so we want to use this statement as something where we can just copy paste it in, and it's comfortable. It's something that explains to the world what this is. And and it's not quite there yet. We were finding as we try it out, Marley was like, we need to add a little extra something. And one thing that we could do is, so this is the why, this is the what, and this is the how. And as a company, we are committed to pitching it this way. So as much as we're tempted to say the how first, you know, crowdfunding platform, no. We will not do that. We will say we empower artists, individuals, and communities to connect together to impact the world. And why do we say that first rather than just saying, hey, crowdfunding platform? It's because of an emotional impact. And when we talk about people using the product, emotions matter the most. And if we say crowdfunding platform like Kickstarter or something, you get a big sort of like, okay, that's nice. Another crowdfunding platform. It certainly gets the point across quickly, for sure, but with zero emotional impact. Zero. So this is why we say the why part first. So we say we empower artists, individuals, and communities to connect together to impact the world. We don't even mention crypto. No. Fundraising enables artists and sponsors to join forces, gather supporters, and transfer energy in the form of money to a beneficiary. That's the what. And then how do we do this? Together, they create a campaign website, and then anyone can give their support by buying digital art. Now, at that point, they see the word website. They're like, okay, I understand a website. So they know it has something to do with technology. And then they see digital art. And if somebody already knows NFTs, they will immediately think NFT. But if they don't have to get forced into that, that anxiety that comes, I don't know what that is. And as you guys were talking about, Marty, especially as you were talking about people thinking of USDT as just money. That's sort of, we want, in a similar way with fundraising, we want people to be thinking, oh, just art, raising money with art, and
Yeah.
it's just like this sort of like, oh yeah, of course we do things this way, rather than here's a new technology and we think it's super cool and you got to use it. I see so many people in the crypto space making this mistake. They're like, oh, we have this super fast way to trade and to do this, and we have this pump and dump scheme that we won't say is a pump and dump scheme, but it is, and we're going to take your money. And this is bad. This is bad for the industry, horrible for the industry, in my opinion. And instead, if we can say, hey, here are these, if we can take away all the jargon and just say, hey, we're doing something super useful with crypto, and here it is, and here's why it makes an emotional impact, then I think we're in really good shape. So anyway, we can wordsmith this a little more. But as I read that, I'd like to know, how did it come off to you guys?
I loved it because now in my, especially the lack of saying crowdfunding platform and you saying digital art, we're not a crowdfunding platform. We're a digital art gallery. Like that. That's awesome. Like that. Like essentially, we're curating opportunities for artists to sell their work directly for a cause.
We're a digital gallery with a purpose in some ways.
Yes.
Right. Like that. And the purpose is this empowerment. Yeah.
Yeah. So that is the use case we have to highlight.
Yeah. So say that in more words, Zaheen. What are you saying?
No, I like this is the idea which people should get. Like this is what you can really do. You can really get, like artist, you can really earn directly from your fans through NFTs. So you don't need a middleman. You don't need a gallery to book a gallery and then showcase all your art in order to do so. It can all happen digitally now.
Yeah, that's really
Exactly.
cool. Uh-huh.
And all through fundraising.
Yes.
What are your thoughts? So what's your thought, Ashmita? Is this flowing better or worse? What do you think?
Yeah, I think it's yeah. I do agree with Zaheen. Yes.
Yeah, good. And Marty?
Yes, I think the same. You know what I mean.
I know. I just I want to make sure I didn't ruin it with one word like digital. That's a little techy.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
I thought we better. So one problem we were having with this statement, aside from this whole appealing to people in crypto, is we just sort of had to give people a feeling that it's. Marley was like, I tell people this and they don't really know what it is yet. So we added this word website, which says, hey, it's a website. And then we added this word art. And that's why I added digital, because it sort of describes the art. So it's not just like a painting, it's a digital version of that. And I think that gives enough specificity so people know. And I think what we're getting at is a real key to making crypto appeal to the broad community is to make it sort of almost fade into the background. A lot of projects say this. I hear this a lot. Oh, the crypto fades into the background. And I see these projects losing the wonderful things about crypto as it fades into the background. And all of a sudden, it just starts looking like another Web2 company that's going to exploit its users in the same way as all the other companies because we know how to do it. And there's some really beautiful things, empowering things in Web3 that lets people use money in a more of a peer-to-peer manner. And this is why I think fundraising is so important, and really just like a crucial building block and a crucial example use case to the world about here's what you can do with crypto. So yeah, all right, that's enough of that. Let's enough
Yeah.
but good, just put that away.
I love the new edits to that. And I think that yeah, we are really just we're fine tuning exactly how we want to present ourselves to people. So
Totally.
for yeah, this week it's a pirate. So what else? What other than I think that's exactly the issue is the use cases. Trying to turn. I mean, we are a great turning point in that aspect because we are a use case of people able to use cryptocurrency to have tangible results. So I think that's a great way to integrate even some like older skeptics.
Yeah.
Especially if we're as we're integrating ways to process fiat currency.
I agree 100%.
So what do you think what do you think some of our challenges might be in that? Like, do we need to have having tutorials prepared might be a good idea. Like, I'm glad we have those preliminary how-to videos for our creator tools, but I'm especially glad that we have videos and links to wallet. Here's how to create your wallet. Here's how to I think that's one thing. They say you can't teach an old dog new tricks. That's not true. If the old dog is willing to learn new tricks, then he will. The reason you can't teach an old dog new tricks because he's like, why? I don't want to.
I know plenty of tricks.
Right. Like, I know plenty of tricks. Do you have a treat? I'll do one of my old tricks for the treat. But if not, I'll just wait for dinner. Because regardless of whether I do tricks or not, you're going to feed me dinner later. So with that, I guess incentivization. The treat's got to be really good to learn the trick. And hey, money's a great incentivizer. So having those use cases of man, that's it. That's another thing I'm excited about fundraising in like our shop way down the line in the future when we have our swag shop. If you're looking for use cases where you can make purchases with cryptocurrency, boom, Wrinkles. We'll send you a plushie.
Exactly. Yeah. No, I love that. The swag shop, and I love this idea of us making it easier, making people do less tricks.
Yes.
To what you said. And the technology is there. There are Arena, where the platform we're simulcasting on right now, is just wonderful in that you don't need a crypto wallet to onboard in the Arena. You just go there, and one's created for you in the background, sure, and it's pretty useful. And mine's gotten pretty big over the years, and I'm just like, wow, how did that happen? But I didn't have to think about creating a wallet. It was just automatically there. So there's tech for that, and we should definitely integrate that into fundraising and in the next version. As it is, the supporters, the people who we're making the supporters do the fewest tricks because they're the people giving the money. So we're making the people who are getting the money do the tricks and helping them.
I think we could definitely learn a lot from the Arena model, because the first Avex I ever owned was through Arena, and I didn't even really know what was going on, because I joined into the Kit. You told me there was like, hey, there's this stage, like it's like one of the preliminary stages. Join. They're doing like they're tipping out, and the Avalanche Foundation tipped out. What, it was like 2,000 Avex or something like that over the course of the stream. And like
I don't know if it was
I got
$2,000 anyway. Maybe more.
But it was I walked away from that stream with like 1.03 Avex. And
nice.
Like, wow. Like I just sat and listened. That's so cool. And then, I mean, that's what, like, that's I think what will get people interested, is giving them that first little bit. Literally giving them that first little bit. Because the first thing I did as soon as that stage was over, I went over to Coinbase to see how much an Avex was worth at the time. And I was like, oh my gosh, like I just got like $40 for sitting listening. This is nuts.
Those were the days, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
A couple months ago, but here we are. Hey, good time to buy. Good time to buy is when it's low.
Not financial advice.
Not financial advice. Not financial advice. I'm talking about cost of fruit. Buy it when it's cheaper, I guess.
All right. Well, maybe we should wind this up then.
Yes. So perfect.
Thanks for everybody joining. Any comments on this this crypto stuff from anybody in the audience? If you just write a comment in here, I can guarantee it'll be worth your while. So
again, we are fundraising a perfect use case for cryptocurrency. We are very much looking forward to campaigns to come and growth and more marketing meetings. I like wearing these hats. They're digital artwork. It's easy to take.
I'm digging the stash.
Dude, I'm digging the stash too. I keep forgetting that it's not real.
You're gonna see me otherwise and be like, what happened?
Exactly. You're a whole new man. All right. Well, thank you all so much for joining us. Mari, Ashmita, Zaheen, and Kit, obviously. We'll see you guys all next week. And if you're here watching in the arena, stay cool. If you're an artist, please get in touch with us. We'd love to have you in our digital art gallery, available to not only get your art into the world, but to create tangible impacts. For any reason, fundraising.
Fundraising.
We'll do that one more time. Ready? One more time.
Okay. You do the for any reason. We'll do the fundraising. How about that, Penny?
Perfect. For any reason.
Fundraising.
Fundraising.